She's a younger player, but I've been really impressed with her leadership. I think she's taken, just really took that responsibility on, and that helps. And it goes down the line. Everyone, I think when you have veterans, they kind of all get it, and it helps the younger ones to see how hard you have to work to be the best team in the league. And we're not done yet. We know we can still get better and get that consistency.
Thanks for taking the time. The first things first is what is Benaja's status?
Yeah, she's been cleared to play. So yeah, we dosed a bullet. She's doing pretty good. So considering.
Well, I don't know if you see my face, but it's quite shocking that is a fact. I mean, just following up on some of those details, did she get imaging after you guys finished the game? Was that sort of the timeline there?
Yeah, I think the next morning she got it done and everything was cleared. So, it's a positive thing for us. It was a scary moment, but, a good ending, and that, obviously she's already back on court. So we're happy about that.
Wow. Last thing for you, I guess I just want to know, your personal emotions when it came to sort of dealing with this and when you heard that there wasn't something significant, especially since the fact that, she played so well coming back, especially against Seattle.
Yeah, yeah, like, B's such a key piece for us, especially, heading into the playoffs. She gives us that defensive presence, but it was great. Just what she's done. I think she's back playing really good basketball for us. So, yeah, obviously I was a little, oh, here we go. I mean, it took the wind out of me a little bit, but, tried not to, I just waited for the results, and it was, in the end, it was a good result. So, and she feels good, and we'll monitor her and see how she feels today. Big picture, playoffs are coming.
Thank you, Sandy, and good luck.
Thank you.
Miles?
Hey, Coach. Just following up on all of that. Throughout the year, you talk about how your rotations, you kind of get a feel for the game, and then that will affect how much players play or how things are going. Does anything change at all with just a couple of games before the postseason, either knowing that you're going to potentially shorten your rotation or knowing that you might want to manage reps a little bit before those games happen?
Yeah, look, I think an important thing for us is trying to keep that number one seed and play good basketball. And I don't think we played very good the last few games. So we have to get back, playing Liberty basketball, defensively, for the most part, been happy with that. Offensively, it's just, making sure the ball doesn't stick as much as it has been. But at the same time, it's not, I've been trying not to overplay anyone these last games, and seeing what the rotation will look like. We haven't had 12 players available all season long, really. So, reintegrating a player, obviously, as good as B. So that was important for us, and how all the roles change. It's not really their roles, their minutes, their roles don't change, but it's making sure that they're comfortable in that and come out and can play well.
Jeff?
Thank you. Good luck.
Thanks.
Thank you. Good evening, Coach. Thank you for taking time. One real quick. Is Will Benaja be in the starting lineup tonight, and is there any form of minutes restriction on her?
Nope. B's in the starting lineup, and nope, until they tell me otherwise, she's good to go.
Excellent. And you and your players mentioned that, quote, watching film and embracing Sunday as a, quote, learning experience will benefit all sides moving forward. After viewing that film, what can you say that the team learned from that somewhat bittersweet experience?
You can learn a lot. The film doesn't lie, but it was, feeling out there. It's like we didn't execute well. We weren't communicating well on the defensive end, and they made obviously a lot of threes there. So we had some breakdowns there, but it was more offensively for me. We got really stagnant, couldn't score, turning it over, not taking great shots. So that's why I talk about getting back to our true identity. Like, we want to push it, but we want to move it, and it's good to great, and not forcing up some bad shots, which we did, and we didn't make it. And they had nothing to lose in that regard, and we have to be better. So it's always a good opportunity for us to reflect, learn, and be better today.
Appreciate your time and insight.
Gabe?
Hey, Coach, after you played this team twice a couple of weeks ago, they went on a little 3-game win streak against the Lynx, against the Aces, in games in which they really dictated the pace in those games early, since they love to play with that quick pace. How do you make sure that Dallas doesn't dictate the pace early on tonight?
Yeah, I suppose after coming off a game that we didn't think we played at our best, that should certainly help us being ready to play. When we're locked in, obviously we're a dangerous team. That's why we got the number one. We're number one at the moment. We'd like to maintain that. But can be dangerous. Another team that has nothing to lose. They're out of the playoffs. They're the most dangerous teams because they can just go out there and play freely. But it's a good test for us. I mean, it's a test to prepare us for, for the playoffs. Hopefully they're physical, hopefully they're fast, so we can work on all aspects of the game. And, it's a good challenge for us. I'm excited about it.
Alfred?
Hi, Coach. This year against the Wings, the team is averaging almost 47 rebounds per game, whereas last year it was just 35. How much do you think the additional size and versatility of this team feeds into that?
Oh, I think it's helped us big time on both sides of the ball. Our offensive rebounding has gone up, particularly, post Olympics. And that's what we need. We want to, where our pace has gone down, I'd like to be able to push it a little bit more. But rebounding, that's part of a championship basketball. And we need to do that against the very best teams. And it's not just the post players. We've got, our guards, we worked on it. We talk about it a lot, crackbacks and getting, those second chance opportunities, but also it sets us up for Trans D. So been really happy with our rebounding. And Dallas is obviously is a good challenge for us again with their size.
Thank you, Coach.
Lucas?
Hi, Coach. I'm just wondering, Sabrina has been struggling from the floor recently. How much of it do you think is luck and, the ebb and flow of what shooters go through, and how much of it are is the looks, I guess, she's getting?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of everything, to be quite honest. I thought she was playing great basketball, got hurt, sat out a few games, took her out of rhythm a little bit. She's just got to, be patient, let the best shots come, continue to move the ball, and then we work on how areas that we can get her some more open looks. She's always guarded by the best perimeter player. But she's just, it's got to see the ball go through the hole, and we know she's a very capable shooter, and she just, once that starts, I think that's certainly going to help us.
Thanks.
We'll go to Russell and then the room.
All right. Hi, Sandy. The players kind of echoed your thoughts on Sunday about not playing particularly well. There wasn't that same sort of celebratory mood after a win. Just wondering what you've seen from the veterans on your team over the last few days and what their role is in a situation like this to make sure these lulls sort of don't linger on versus what's on the coaching staff.
Yeah, look, I think we have great leadership, and that's an area that I feel like we have that connection, and that helps us. We can have honest communication with each other, watch a little bit of film, had a little bit of a chat, and here we go. Like they're connected. We know we can't be playing at that level. We've got to get back to playing. What got us a spot where, we've only lost 6 games, but sometimes those games can help us just reset. We've got to embrace the challenge ahead of us. It's not going to be easy, but we are the number 1 seed. So we have to come out with that confidence, but know what got us there. But the leaders are, Stewie, Sabrina, all of them can speak up, and it matters. It means because we've got, bigger goals ahead of us, and that's important, their leadership.
Thank you.
We'll take questions from the room. Nancy.
Always great to see you.
Yeah.
Knowing what you do about this game and the fact that you've already won a championship in this league, and I'm looking at your record here, and you're just loaded with veterans. And what are each of their responsibilities to get to where you want them to go, especially you're number 1 in all those categories that we're gonna not rattle off right now, but how important are the veterans on your team?
Yeah, I mean, I just spoke about it there. It's like I have some really good players. We came close last year, but the chemistry has helped us to be better this year. And we talked about sacrifice. Everyone has to sacrifice a little bit to be the best team that we can be. And that's when we're playing at our best. And when we get away from that, that's when we don't play at our best. So we have to always remember what got us there. And our veterans do that. Like, Brianna Stewart, I mean, she's amazing, but she moves the ball. She plays in the right way. She plays hard on defense, does all the little things well. I think JJ, you see how comfortable she is and how important she is. When she's getting doubles, really, we haven't lost. I think Sabrina continues to get better and better. Yes, she struggled these last few games here. But sometimes shooters go through that. She's a younger player, but I've been really impressed with her leadership. I think she's taken, just really took that responsibility on. And that helps. And it goes down the line. Everyone, I think when you have veterans, they kind of all get it, and it helps the younger ones to see how hard you have to work to be the best team in the league. And we're not done yet. We know we can still get better and get that consistency.
Ron,
Coach, hi.
Hey, Ron, how are
I
you?
tried to get in your press conference, wish you happy birthday.
Did you?
But I didn't get in. So happy birthday.
Yeah,
Wicked.
thank you.
The one thing you talked to us before you played them the last time, you've been telling your players, you got to expect anything. Is it even more so now?
Yeah.
That because you see the end of the line a week away and everybody starts getting a little antsy. But you remind them that?
Yeah, no, definitely. Like we said, we want to have that number one seed. We think that's important. Having home court advantage, we've worked hard for that. So we can't let it slip near the end of the season. So it's attention to detail, being locked in. We've got big goals here, and a player in a team that has recently just beat really good teams.
Right.
So they're very capable. And, I suppose it's a what if. They had a lot of injuries in the beginning. I mean, if Satu had been here the whole year, things could be different. They're a dangerous team. But it's a good challenge for us. I'm excited to face a team that has nothing to play for right now, but pride. And they are dangerous, but I think it helps us. We'll be really locked in because it's not about the Wings now; it's about the New York Liberty and how we need to play to achieve our goals.
Sandy, obviously you have an original franchise, and the Liberty has been to the finals. They've been runner-up 5 times. Do you guys ever talk about this is the team that's going to change that? Do you ever go down that mental path with them of we have never won a championship, but this is the squad? Because you've got players on that team that have won championships.
Yep.
Is that something you talk about?
Yeah, we've spoken about it. Like that's all our ultimate goal. But in the beginning, I'm like, you need to have a goal, and that's what we want to do. It's never been done in New York. It'd be great to be the first. I mean, that motivates us. But there's more reasons for that. First in New York, first of our organization. But winning, everyone wants to win. That's what drives us as professional coaches and athletes to be the best. And yeah, we've spoken about it. But then it's like, well, what's that look like? How do we get there? Then that becomes the process. So that's what we focus on. In these games, it's like breaking them down. Okay, we're playing. How do we need to play to be a championship winning team? And and that excites us. I mean, we're driven. You can see us. We're committed. We're playing really good ball. But when we don't, there's accountability and what we need to do. And that helps when you have a veteran team that can handle the moment. It's handling the big moment too. We would have lost that game last year. We played in Vegas because we didn't play well. A little bit of complacency slips in, don't play in the right way. We would have lost it, but we found a way to win. So that's already growth already. So, but we know, doesn't matter. I think the league's gotten better too. So it's going to be exciting playoffs, but we have to believe that we can do it. Well, thank you. Oh, sorry.
Coach, a couple of
Last time you were here this time last year, and I interviewed you after the game, and I mentioned to you that Las Vegas, had the number 1 seed, and you said, "Oh, we're not worried about seedings right now." But as a coach, going into that off season, how much did that go in your head and your players' heads by not having that number 1 seed, and this year kind of making that maybe your focus?
Yeah, urgency. So you learn from every experience. We were close last year, and we got close in year 1. And that's not many teams can do that. But we knew we needed to be better. So obviously, I have a great GM, and Jonathan Cole went out. We just talked about what do we need to get better. And, we brought some key players in. I think Leo Phoebish has really been a star for us and really enabled us to raise our level at both sides of the ball. And it's not about bringing a lot, because I think we had nearly everything, but we needed just to fit the right players around it. And yeah, Leo, 24 years of age, was recently MVP in the Spanish league, 6'4", just very versatile, allows us to be a great defender. I think she's a great defender. She's usually on the best player, her and Benoit Laney. She's got length that we're allowed to switch, but even if we're not switching, she just has really high IQ. But on the other side of the ball, she shoots the ball extremely well. If you've seen from the last 6 games, she's 80%. I mean, she just shoots the ball at a high rate. She makes good basketball decisions, and we're excited about the potential to continue to grow that. This is a rookie in our league, playing in the best league in the world, so she certainly helped us go to the next level. And I think that number one is more like the chemistry or that what we learned from year one helped us in year two. And now we're a way better team. And even though we faced more injuries this year than we did last year, we were able to maintain a high level of play. And the players that we brought in, Kennedy Burke's been good for us. They've all given us really good moments. So, and sometimes that's what it's about, just putting the right pieces together and going there and playing well.
Take one more.
Hey, Coach, what's an underrated aspect of Courtney's game that you've really come to appreciate since she's come over to you guys?
High IQ, wants to play in the right way. It doesn't show up on the stat sheet, but this is someone you can rely on 150%. I know every game what she's going to give me. And that's nice as a coach. It doesn't go from one game to the other. She's always going to give me great effort. She'll do whatever's best for the team.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
Hi, Sandy.
How